It's a sad day for us here once again in Orange County. I'm going to share some details about a tragedy that occurred this morning at the Fiamma Incorporated business that you see just behind me. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families of the victims this morning. I will share more detail about what has occurred. You will be hearing from myself as well as Mayor Jacobs in just a moment. Then she will be followed by a representative from the FBI and the FDLE, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and the fire chief who responded to this emergency this morning. But let me just share some details with you. At about 8:03 a.m. this morning, we received a 911 emergency call into our communications center about an active shooter situation here at the Fiamma Incorporated business. This is a worldwide business that primarily provides accessories for RVs. At about 8:45 a.m. this morning, we were dispatched here to this call. Deputies arrived on scene just 2 minutes later to the active shooter call for service. Once they arrived here, they found multiple individuals that had been shot. 3 male victims were deceased at that time. 1 female victim was deceased. A 5th person, a male, was transported to the Orlando Regional Medical Center where he subsequently died as a result of his injuries. There were 7 survivors, individuals who were inside this business who are being interviewed presently by detectives from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. We have a 45-year-old subject who is deceased inside as a result of his own means. The individual was armed with a handgun and a knife this morning. There's no indication that he used a knife on any of the victims, but shot 5 innocent people this morning and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. The individual in question is a former employee of this business. He was fired sometime in April of this year. So he was a disgruntled employee that came back to this business this morning. In terms of our history of this business, we have very few records of any significance here. However, about 3 years ago, in June of 2014, we did respond to this business in which the subject who is responsible for the deaths this morning was the subject of a workplace violence incident in which he allegedly battered another employee here in the business. There were no charges actually of that time. In terms of this subject, this 45-year-old subject, when we look into his criminal history, what we have found is that he has a criminal history minor in nature. Charges such as possession of marijuana, DUI, and misdemeanor battery. At this time, we have no indication that this subject is a member of any subversive type organization. We have no indication that this subject is a participant in any type of terror organization. What this is at this point is likely a workplace violence incident. We will get more into the details of the investigation as it unfolds. At this time, we have designated a reunification location for the family members. What we're asking individuals who may be related to persons who work at this business, we have set up at Full Sail University, which is located at 3535 North Forsyth Road, a family reunification site. Families are able to respond there to a building called the Live One Building, the Live One Building. We have deputy sheriffs who are there who will direct family members to that particular location. We also have a phone number that has been set up for individuals to call should they wish to receive information. The phone number is area code 407-679-0100, extension 3087. And I'll repeat that, area code 407-679-0100, extension 3087. At this point, I'm going to ask Mayor Jacobs to come up. She's going to make some statements from a community perspective. She will then be followed once again by the local representative of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and then the special agent in charge of our local Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and then Fire Chief Otto Droids will come forward. We will then take some questions after they speak.
Thank you, Sheriff. First, I wish to express my regrets, my sympathy, my sorrow for the family members and the friends of those that we lost.
So 5 people dead after what appears to be a case of workplace violence. An employee who was fired from the Fiamma business back in April apparently returned today with a gun, shot 4 other men actually, and 1 woman, killing them all. One of those men died at a hospital. He then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. So 6 fatalities in all at this building just outside Orlando. The sheriff, you heard say, no sign of terrorism. A guy who apparently had a beef with his former boss killed him and a number of the other former fellow co-workers. The worst kind of way to begin the week there in Orlando, and that city is reeling from yet again another mass shooting.